I'm Rabia and I work in the fashion industry. I started my sustainable fashion journey about 7 years ago, but to begin with, it wasn't anything to do with sustainability, it was more because of financial reasons. I used to be a huge shopaholic, to the point where I'd have to hide my ASOS parcels from my mum because it was a problem. So at the beginning, I was buying less because of financial reasons. I just couldn't afford it anymore. It was getting out of control. And I wanted to have savings, I wanted to travel, do all of these things I couldn't do because I just had a bunch of clothes in my wardrobe and no money in my bank account or savings. Like I said, I started my journey about 7 years ago, and then my whole intention was to shop less. And what I did was I went onto YouTube and I searched in how to stop shopping, and through that I found minimalism. And although I'm not a minimalist, I really resonated with their way of thinking and their approach. Yeah, so they're all about living with less, but also living with things that you really love and you need, and like not buying
out of want.
And they focus a lot on like valuing experiences over things, and that really resonated with me because I wanted to travel and I wanted to, I wanted to go to exhibitions and museums and do everything I wanted to do, which I couldn't do because I was just buying clothes before. So that really kind of helped me even more to buy less and not impulse shop, which is what I was doing. And then sort of through that, I cut down slowly on my shopping. And then probably about 5 years ago, I discovered vintage. And for some reason before that, I didn't know there was a different way to shop apart from fast fashion. I don't know why, it never crossed my mind. But then I discovered vintage and secondhand shopping, and I realized that you can actually look really nice, put together, show off your personal style, and you don't have to always shop at H&M or Zara. So I think a lot of brands are trying to be more sustainable, which is great, and they're trying to use, sustainable practices to make the clothes and offset their carbon footprint, which is great as well. But I would love to see more companies encourage slow fashion and slow consumption and mindful consumption, which I think most companies don't do. Even sustainable brands are not focusing on that, which again, the main problem is, or a huge problem, is overconsumption. So even if everyone started to buy from small brands, if they were over-consuming from small brands, the small brands wouldn't stay sustainable anymore because they'd have to produce clothes in bigger quantities.
They'd have to respond to the demand.
Yeah, and then they'd have to work with third-party factories maybe, and you can never, it just, overconsumption, overproduction is not going to be sustainable at any level. So I think I would love to see a lot more companies speaking about slow fashion and mindful consumption, and especially sustainable brands. I feel like if you're trying to be a sustainable brand, that should be a huge part of your message. And if it's not, then I don't know how sustainable you can be. I think there are a few different things that people can do to be more conscious and mindful and kind of avoid overconsumption. One is definitely, we all know that social media plays a huge part in what we buy nowadays. We see influencers and, we buy exactly what they have. So I think if you're someone on social media, unfollowing those people that make you want to shop is a huge one.
Yeah.
That helped me like so much. So that's one. Second, I would suggest you follow people who are kind of promoting, outfit repeating and sustainable fashion, and normalizing not buying everything new and buying vintage and getting creative with your style without buying a new wardrobe every season. So follow those people because there are tons of those accounts on Instagram now. You just have to find them. And yeah, thirdly, like instead of always buying something new, check your wardrobe to see if you already have something similar. We can do will help us to buy really mindfully, and make better fashion choices as well. Like making the list, delaying buying something, following the right accounts, because social media can be really toxic and harmful, but it can also be a really great, inspiring platform if you follow the right account.